Thomas Hearns against Spain, who slips, falls down, whatever.
And he's cornered again by Josh. What the hell is happening? And he's against the ropes, and Joshua just leaning in on him.
Payne again goes down. Now he thinks he's Antonio Inoki, doing the crab-like crawl down there in the mouth of the ring.
He's landing punches. What is this?
Hearns lets a few go. The referee's going to try and break that up.
Paul's hands are down. Paul unwinds and catapult right hand to the left by Paul. Paul looking to make it a fight now.
Gina, I got him. I caught him, baby. Caught him. Yeah. Huh? I love it.
Uh-oh. This could hurt.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, back again, Marlo Knows Basketball and Marlo Knows Boxing. Back at y'all with another one. I know everybody is celebrating right now. You know, celebrating the demise of Jake Paul. And I can't really make many excuses for his performance against Anthony Joshua.
That shit was worse than fucking pathetic.
It was worse than pathetic. It really was. But you got to give Jake Paul credit, because most fighters, especially his size, wouldn't have the balls to get in the ring with an Anthony Joshua. I mean, David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, I'm a big fan. I love David Benavidez. I love him. I expect him in his next fight, he's probably going to go to cruiserweight and try to become champion there, which is a great feat, great accomplishment. But even he wouldn't have the balls to get in the ring with an Anthony Joshua. You know, besides fighting Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez fighting Anthony Joshua would be the biggest fight he could probably make. But he would never do it. But Jake Paul did it. So he deserves respect for that. But that's not the main reason why I'm saying that the boxing world is wrong for disrespecting Jake Paul and saying they're happy that Jake Paul lost and that he's going to be out of the sport. Jake Paul's not going nowhere. Once his jaw heals and his face heals, he's going to make another fight. He's going to stay in boxing for some years to come. And it's a good thing for boxing, because a lot of people are short-sighted. The light was shined bright on Miss Alicia Bumgarner because of Jake Paul on Friday. And she made history. Her and Leah, the girl that she fought, they made history by being the first female fighters to fight a 12-round fight with 3-minute rounds. That's never happened before. And that doesn't happen without Jake Paul. Alicia Bumgarner just got the biggest payday she's ever got because of Jake Paul. And more people know her now because Jake Paul decided to shine a light on this girl. And Jake Paul has been doing this for female boxers. Anyone that's ignoring what Jake Paul has done for female boxing is an idiot. They're idiots. You know, what Dana White did for female MMA with Ronda Rousey and everything that he did 10 years ago, Jake Paul is doing it now for the female fighters in boxing. They're finally getting the money that they deserve. They're finally getting the attention, the exposure, and the light shining on them that they deserve. That doesn't happen without Jake Paul. You know, I see Clarissa Shields talking a lot of trash about Jake Paul. Clarissa Shields just signed a multi-fight deal for $10 million. $10 million. Female fighters were not getting that type of money. Nobody was paying any attention to them. When Jake Paul brought Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano and shined the light on them, and their fights became some of the biggest fights in boxing for those years. Every year that they fought, their fights were some of the most popular fights because of Jake Paul shining a light on them. That doesn't happen without Jake Paul. So the boxing community, the boxing fans, everyone in boxing should want Jake Paul to continue to be a part of boxing. No one should be celebrating and saying, I don't want to see Jake Paul again. What? He's already done so much for the sport. Who else? There was nobody else trying to shine a light on female fighters. Katie Taylor is a multi-millionaire now because of Jake Paul. Female boxers were not making millions of dollars before Jake Paul came into the picture. And now Katie Taylor may be worth over $10 million because of Jake Paul. So the next time that you want to say you don't like Jake Paul or you want him out of the sport or he's a gimmick or whatever, think about all the exposure that female boxing is now getting because of him. You know, but it's still pretty funny. I mean, it's still pretty funny to watch a guy that talks so much trash have what happened to him happen to him, you know, get his whole face broken. But he's good for the sport. He's good for the sport. But it's still pretty funny.
I'm a little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever? I'm a little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?